Hello everyone, my name is Laura Burns. In Excire, you have a variety of options at your disposal to search through your Lightroom catalog very quickly and very efficiently. One of the many search options you have through Excire is facial recognition. And we'll look now at the possibilities you have with the facial recognition search. And so to do that, we'll go to Library and then plug in Extras. And here's the search field for when you want to search by faces. This window looks a bit different than the one shown in the previous tutorials that you have seen or eventually will see, which were how to search by example photo and how to search by keyword. And here we can see in a row the search criteria Excire has available. Here we can search for the number of faces that are depicted in the photo. That could be one face, or here also just one face, but in portrait style. So that means one face is distinguishable as being larger and dominant in the photo. Alternatively, you can look for photos with two faces or photos with several faces. Or if it doesn't matter how many people are in the photo, there is this option that you can select and it will return options with a range of number of faces. Additionally, there is also the possibility of looking for someone's age during your search for faces. You can search for faces of babies and toddlers all the way to elderly faces. But that's not all. You can also search for further facial attributes, like if you want the faces in your search results to have male or female attributes, and or you can search for faces that are smiling or unsmiling. And if you select smiling, there will be at least one smiling face. So if you're searching for photos with several faces, at least one will have a smile. When I have these criteria, and I've selected them haphazardly, really just as I was going through the criteria, Excire already shows me how many photos in my Lightroom catalog match my criteria. It does so very quickly and efficiently while we select options and narrows down our options as we go. So in Excire you have this results monitor, and if you select different attributes and there are no results, you don't have to go through pressing start. You can already see that there are no results and go ahead and alter your search criteria. As with the other search functions that you possibly saw in the other tutorials, you have here the option of searching through your whole catalog or through a film strip. A film strip would be relevant if, for example, you want to look inside one particular collection, if it's a very big and extensive catalog, or if you have a file or file structure that you want to look through, like one over here that you have previously created that you want to search through. When you select this option, you can contain your search to just that film strip. I, however, will leave the whole catalog search on. Even with my catalog being fairly large at over 24,000 photos, the search goes so quickly that I always leave the whole catalog search on, and I actually have not used the search in film strip option. Beyond that, you have the option of how many search results you want to be displayed. So if you had a much larger number of results than 5, and I'll get rid of some of these search properties so we will get more results. Also here it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter how many people there are. Yeah, in this case there are 829 results. When I don't want to deal with 829 photos, but rather have a certain number of photos, you can change the amount here with this slide. The minimum is 10 and the maximum is 5,000. Personally, 5,000 is a bit too much. That would be a massive file and you would probably have to search through your results again to find the photos you really want. So for me, between 50 and 100 photos is a nice amount of results. And as a matter of fact, I want for it to search for 50 results. As you saw, you can also type the number into this field as well. The last search criteria option you can use in your search for faces is either, if you don't have this box selected, Excire will create a separate collection, meaning that when I begin the search, it will create a search by faces collection, which we currently do not yet have. So it will have the results under the collection named for what search function was used. So here it will be Excire search by faces, and within that collection, the results of that search will additionally be labeled with the date and time it was created. This is so you can come back to the results at a later time and work with them again. So for example, if you frequently work with a certain type of photo that you previously searched for over and over again, you can just come back to this folder. Otherwise, if you select this box, then your search results will be overwritten the next time you complete a search. And in order to show you how you can use this search function and what kind of results, in this case from my whole catalog, you can yield, I will run through a few examples. So I'll begin with choosing a search for single portrait, and namely portraits of females. If you notice, I haven't selected any other options. The age of the person doesn't matter, and the rest of the criteria are already the way I want them. We can already see that there is a good amount of results. 156 photos match this criteria. I'll keep the number of my results at my standard 50, and I'll search through my whole catalog as I always do actually, because Excire is so fast that it goes through the catalog in an orderly manner in no time. As I already said, I want to create a collection folder for the results of this search, so therefore I'm going to leave the overwrite option off. And already here are the results. I see here now portraits of women, and here's an important piece of advice. Excire does not default to showing the results by the user-defined search criteria, and so this suggestion pops up that we should select to sort by custom order. Because then Excire will sort in such a way that the best search results will be provided first, and that only happens if we select custom order. To that end, I will toggle that option on, and you see that the results jumped around a bit. And I'll make the thumbnails a bit smaller, that way we can see all the results at once. And we can see that all of the results are portraits of women again. And if it's the case that you don't see this toolbar and can't switch custom order on, I'll close it out on my screen. To make it reappear, simply press T. And here in the toolbar, we have the sorting order. And if you don't, click this little arrow at the bottom right-hand side, and you can select what you want in the toolbar. The sorting option is here, and you can see it is already selected. So the custom order is on, and we have 50 portraits of women. And we have now what previously wasn't there, the newly created file and title. Here, Excire has all the various results that we got from searching for faces. And under here are the results. It has the search criteria and the date and time of the search. In this case, you can only see part of the search criteria, and that's because this part is too small. You have the option of putting your cursor over the file, and the full search criteria name will appear. Or if that doesn't work and you want to have the title continually visible, you can make this bigger so you can see the whole text. And the next time you want to look for a portrait of a woman, you don't have to search all over again. Instead, you can look back at the results that you already have from this search. And now let's look at a second search variation. We will change the search parameters up a little. So back to search for faces. And this time I'll select 2 faces, so photos with 2 good recognizable faces. And I'll remove this face attribute criterion, because for this search it doesn't matter to me. But I do want to search for photos that have at least one person who is an adult. And we already see that there are 18 photos inside my catalog that match these search criteria. I'll leave the whole catalog option because it goes quickly again. I can leave the amount of results at 50 because obviously we'll be able to see all of the results. And I want to keep the results, so I will leave the overwrite box as is. I'll start the search and it's done already. The custom order option is still selected from the previous search, and for that reason I didn't receive the tip from Excire. Here I'll make the thumbnails bigger so that we can check that the results match the search criteria. And you can see that in all the photos there are 2 dominant recognizable faces, and there is also always an adult included. So the search results in this respect are well concentrated. And for our last search, I want to find a friendly face. So of course we go back to search for faces via library and plug in extras. I'll leave the search criteria as is, and I just want to search for smiling faces. And there will be quite a bit less results, as you can see. So I want to search for 2 faces, and I want at least one of those to be an adult, and they should be smiling, or at least one of them should. Click Start, and here are the results. And you see that we have smiley people, with maybe the exception of this one, and at least the one on the left has a smiling face.